The plan this weekend was to get the 120 up to the house and get Jerry up to the house, and we were going to get that dam pushed up. Jerry thinks it'll only take him 2.5 days, and I believe it because Jerry's absolutely incredible on that thing. However, the tail end of that hurricane had different plans for us, so we're actually not going to push up this weekend because we got quite a bit of rain coming in. We're going to try to do it later in the week, but I got the thought in my head that I was going to be out there working in the 120, and I got really excited about that. And even though we're not pushing the dam up, I decided, let's go ahead and get the 120. All right. Oh my gosh. I missed you. I missed you. Missed you in general. All right, let's get this thing up and on the trailer, up to the house, and get working. I think we're just gonna walk up the hill. Ever since he put millings in, I hate taking equipment up the driveway. I'm afraid I'm gonna tear those millings up, so. See his browser marks. He did the same thing when he brought it down, I guess. So let's spin around here. Sorry. All right, sweetie. Here we go. Gotta grab my bucket, of course. Nice and easy. Chain for the boom, and then we're gonna head up there. So Mike and I were talking, if you guys remember, we took the 850 up on the CD500 and his new pintle hitch trailer because we can't get the Mack turned around up there. As dry as it is, I'm gonna try something new today. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. Or it's gonna be a bad time. It's gonna be a good time for you guys either way. So I'm gonna try to get turned around here, go back into there, nose back out that way, and then back the rest of the way down to the house. I think that may be the best option. That's what we're gonna try to do, and we're gonna try not to go off that cliff. You know, that's really gonna ruin progress on a Friday. All right, where shall we sit you? We normally don't like to do that, but as dry as it's been, all we did, you can see there's not even a rut. Just bent the grass over. Nothing. So that actually worked out really well. Better than I expected. The next thing is we're going to see if we can back down the rest of the way to the property. See the river down through there? Okay. It's about 150 feet below this road. Yep. This should be fun. This should be fun. It'll be fine. We've backed down worse. Actually, I'm just going to set you on the trailer. I'm definitely glad he got that other trailer because this is definitely not the choice way to get it back here, but we did get it back here. We're gonna get offloaded. We're gonna get to work. How are you? Mike here. Same guy from the beginning of the video. So things went downhill pretty quick after that last clip. And we had a few curveballs thrown at us, some of which I threw myself. It was just, oh, we've all had those days. The good news is, it's been a couple days, so it's a new day, it's a fresh day. It's not sunny, but it does feel amazing out. The leaves are changing, it's absolutely gorgeous. And, oh, yep, there's the 120 still. So, now let's get down in the woods, get some work done. All right, so we're just gonna do some general cleaning up today, nothing crazy. Mainly down in that ditch. And just get this a little bit closer to being ready for Jerry, like I said. Unfortunately, well, it's supposed to rain all weekend, and Jerry is also actually out of town this weekend. So we're not going to do any dam pushing, but I can still get it just a little bit closer. I'm going to try to set everything out in a little bit of a row, that I can just take the dozer and kind of push that row down to up. That's going to be the plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Oh man, she feels good. She feels really good. Running a little bit slower speed in here. This is the first time I've been in the 120 since the rebuild. So I'm just kind of taking her a little easy. What are the odds we can just get this fella to roll down the hill for us? Get it out of the way. Yeah, pretty good. Go for me. You won't go for me. That's all right. I can push you with the dozer from there. we've worked our way down that ditch to about here, going pretty smooth so far. We are down to where this burn pile is at. We'll get this stuff thrown out, and then you'll notice, well, they pan back around or spin, whatever you want to call it. I've been just kind of putting everything in one line here and pulling some of the firewood out. I plan on taking the 850 over there, pushing this all down into that ditch like we did the first time. But before we do it, I want to try to get that stuff with the Traco. I want to try to get further down and deeper into that ditch. There's a pretty big ravine down there. I should be able to get all of that to disappear to where it just, you know, it doesn't look like a pile of crap. But I want to try to get that organized before I push that pile down. At least that's the goal. We'll see where it happens. Get all these stumps out of here. Mike told me about it. He's got to look at it a little closer. He's not 100% sure what it is. It's not a grease issue. Well, he's not 100% sure what it was. He said, go ahead and run it, and I said, okay. So we got most of the debris and crap out of that trench, out of that ditch for the most part. Jerry didn't want me to pull anything but the burn pile leftovers out of here because this is where the dam's going through, and he wants to be sure whatever we open up here, because there's going to be a keyway go through, whatever we open up here, he's on that dozer with good material ready to fill it in so we don't run into any issues. So we're going to leave that the way it is for the time being. So I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and he said just keep on getting that stuff further down. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna crawl through some of this scrub, get down here and grab that stuff and kind of start shuttling it down further down that trench. Backside is a brush pile. We're just gonna try to get some of this stuff worked a little further down and deeper into this hole for him. I can't get this to roll a little further down. That's definitely better. Beautiful out here, beautiful. Anyway, very happy with that. That is in a pretty good line. We got that bottom pile pushed way back now. So I'm gonna walk that up to the YouTube yacht site because we're gonna use that to get the YouTube yacht site leveled up and ready to start marking footers. Then I'm gonna come back and grab that dozer and get the rest of that pushed back. So let's walk this up to the YouTube yacht site real quick, and we'll come back and get a little bit of dozer time. There's no way I was going to come out here and not dig just a little bit. Just pulled out enough there to get myself a little bit more leveled up. So basically we'll go from, this will be the end of it. See the marks there? And about 50 feet that way, which would be just uphill of that maple. And we'll head that way. And if you're wondering where you're at in reference to the pond, hoping you guys can see it on camera. Can you see the clearing down through there? That's where the pond is at. And if we look real close, you guys see the dozer sitting down in there? So the pond is right through there. You should be able to see it through the trees, which should be a pretty good look. Now, back to the dozer.
just finish the whole thing off with a quick channel update on a lot of projects. So as of this video, the pond dam itself is 100% done, and we're gonna try to do all of the pond dam pushing with Jerry and the 850 and some finish work with the D4G and all that stuff in one video. So we definitely have that coming up, which will make a great video. Also, Neil Kof from Neil Kof Dig Drive DIY came down, and we now have the quick attach on the John Deere 755, and it is awesome. So we've got video of that coming up, and we also have the building site for the YouTube yacht. We have everything leveled up. We used the 120 to do that, and we have the footers painted and marked on the ground, ready to dig. So we've got that coming up as well. Lots of progress on lots of projects, which means lots of great content coming your guys' way. So I hope you guys are excited about it, as we are. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.